We're back with some breaking news right now out of Minneapolis, where a shooting has occurred involving federal law enforcement. I want to go right to MS Now national reporter Alex Tabbitt, who's there on the scene. Alex, what's happening there right now?
Well, Anna, we are here in Minneapolis. There's a tense exchange between protesters and law enforcement, both state and local law enforcement, and also ICE agents. We just recently saw a tweet from the city of Minneapolis that reads, "We are aware of a shooting involving federal law enforcement near 34th Street and Portland Avenue." That is where we are right now, Anna. We've also been talking to an eyewitness. That eyewitness tells us that that person saw or heard two gunshots. You might be able to hear something from that eyewitness. I want you to hear what that eyewitness had to say. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We'll have that ready for you shortly. But what we've been seeing since these reports of this shooting, since this tweet of the city of Minneapolis, is a highly, highly contentious situation between the protesters here and between the law enforcement. We also talked to another eyewitness who did not tell me that he saw the shooting itself, but he did tell me that he saw a car with blood spattered on the airbag. He showed me a video and a picture. It was quite gruesome. So obviously, Anna, this is a quickly developing situation. We still have a lot more to learn, a lot more to confirm, but the tensions are high here in Minneapolis. Anna?
Yeah, we can feel the emotion, and we're just looking at these live images. Quite a law enforcement presence there. Alex, do you know anything about this neighborhood, and specifically what law enforcement is there on scene? Is this all our immigration officials there? Is it other type of law enforcement that were taking action leading up to this shooting?
So, Anna, we actually just saw Greg Bovino, who is leading this immigration raid for Border Patrol, on the scene here. We also know that leading up to this report of this shooting, ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, Border Patrol was conducting a raid. Mr. Osman, that's Jamal Osman, a city council member. But basically, we heard that there were ICE raids, immigration raids up and down this block. We're in communication with a number of people who are known as ICE verifiers. ICE verifiers, they patrol where immigration officials are patrolling and try to let the community member know where they are, try to keep other community members safe of a potential immigration crackdown. And what we've been told from them, at least, Anna, and I have to couch what I'm saying here, it's important that they're the ones who are telling me this, is that this street, this area, is where a lot of the immigration raids in the last few days has been happening. Anna?
Alex, we talked to you last hour about some of the fraud allegations involving members of the Somali community and many others in the Minnesota community at large. What can you tell us about that neighborhood specifically, and do you know anything about the population in that neighborhood?
What I can tell you is that for about a month now, since President Trump called the Somali diaspora here in Minnesota garbage, tensions have been just ratcheting up every single week. You can feel the tension now, obviously, coming to a crescendo at this moment. We're about 10 minutes away from the largest Somali mall in Minneapolis. It's a hub for the Somali community here. And ever since this rhetoric began, ever since this immigration crackdown began about a month ago and was kicked up a notch by the Trump administration in the last couple of days, the tension has only gotten higher, and the anxiety and the fear that the Somali diaspora, some 81,000 members of the Somali diaspora here in Minnesota, they're feeling less and less safe. And with reports like what we at least have heard today from the city of Minneapolis, it's easy to understand why. Now, as you can hear, or let's go over here because we're hearing a little bit of flowery language on the megaphone there, but it's It's really hit a boiling point right now, Anna. There is so much xenophobic rhetoric. There is so much anti-immigrant rhetoric, all in the midst in what DHS is calling the largest DSH operation in their history. Secretary Noem announced that some 2,000 additional agents have been surged into the Twin Cities just in the last couple of days, and that, all of that, the confluence of that is bringing us to the moment that we're living in right now. Anna?
Okay, Alex Tabbitt, thank you so much. Do keep us posted as things develop there. I know you're going to work to gather more information about this apparent shooting. I do want to mention we're seeing from Governor Walz of Minnesota right now a statement on X saying my public safety team is working to gather information on an ICE-related shooting this morning. We'll share information as we learn more. In the meantime, I ask folks to remain calm.